then what is happening in the world today, whether it is artificial intelligence or blockchain, it uses mathematical algorithms. The robotic transformation, robotic process automation that they are talking about, and other things that are coming on board are also based on mathematical algorithms. As a matter of fact, if you ask some people what is artificial intelligence, the simple word they will tell you is that it is machines that are mimicking human behavior. It's not one technology alone. It's a combination of technologies. Just like this, your Bitcoin and digital currencies, they are a combination of technologies. It means you have the choice to sit down, sit back, see what someone has done, and be able to put it together. It may not be you alone. You may have to do it in partnership. But doing that requires a lot of pains, because you can't sit down and just 2-3 hours or maybe 1 or 2 years and you expect that you are done. All those that have invented or have improved, it took them time, a lot of pains, a lot of partnerships, a lot of collaborations. But I tell you, the gain is immense. It's so much. Just as you can see the way they are citing your professors and your leaders. It didn't come overnight. Publishing, improving, challenging, is a lot of work. All these leaders, all these people that are bringing this digital transformation, which again is a very broad world, is so broad, whether you are talking about the physical devices themselves, or you are talking about the technology or the process. You can imagine now, before, if you want to do banking, you must go to the bank. Now we only go to the bank perhaps to capture our fingerprints and maybe to collect our cards. And that's it. You don't need to go to the bank. As you see me, I may look slightly youngish, but I have banked in older generation, older age. Just about 15-20 years ago, I have to go to the bank, stay in a line, wait 10-15 minutes, and you know what I was doing? I wanted to know my balance, my bank balance. You take it for granted, sitting down here. I have to drive, and when I drive after the while of parking, then you get the balance, then I join a different queue again. I want to withdraw now. So banking requires special time, and had to go through that. And then, of course, when I want to issue money, it's either I withdraw physically and go and put in that account, or I go with my check. So all that has been eased for you because of these digital technologies. And even these digital technologies, they didn't occur overnight. Before, when you talk about the IT systems that will power banking applications, they are mainframes. Some of them may be big like here. Those power of those mainframes are now in my phone here. That is the digital transformation that took place from the hardware side. And they are not done yet. If you follow what is happening, they are telling you that even the mobile phone, they will think it will be irrelevant. They want to put chips in your head. They have started experimenting. So bottom line, I'm trying to tell you that it's a challenging world you have. Don't feel proud because you have a phone, you have downloaded apps, and you can use it. I will not respect you. You are a simple user. You are really not worthy of my time because you don't know anything. You will think your phone is safe. Cyber security issues, people are working on it from two sides. Those to steal your money and those to safeguard it. You can work on the two. You can be an ethical hacker, discover what is happening. You make money from it by preventing people. You sell the apps, you publish the paper. You are in two worlds. How will you do that? It requires hard work. That is one aspect of banking supervision which I have to worry about. Last year, Heritage Bank failed. Heritage Bank had over 100 branches. As a deposit insurer, I must pay the insured deposit within less than 7 working days for most people. And I know how much all of you have, at least understand approximation. I know that in this room, except the people here, for people from the third row back, you don't have up to 5 million naira in your bank account. Here, I can't speak. I will keep quiet. How do I know? I look at the data. How do I look at the data? I'm expected to use data science to gather these records from all the bank's branches. When they give me, I have to confirm. I can confirm based on what they gave me, or I can use their digital tools to confirm that. Now, to the process of confirmation, since the bank has failed, I needed to make sure that you as a bank customer, we have deficiency of honesty in Nigeria. Someone will come and tell you, pay me my money. If you ask him, do you have a loan with the bank, he will start stammering. I won't pay you her money since there is a loan. Allow me to debit it now, so that that loan, since the bank has failed, so that I can give you your true money. So before I pay you, I need to make sure that both your deposit and the other side have reconciled them. So to be able to do that, I need to generate the deposit register. In the United States of America, when a bank fails today, they pay tomorrow. And that is the target NDIC has set for itself. So we experimented. We were ready to pay tomorrow for Heritage Bank. Why? Because we also use these IT tools to generate the deposit register. However, we needed to confirm. So that delayed, and it added 3 days. So ladies and gentlemen, the global standard is 7 days. We were able to pay out mostly in 4 days. And that received a lot of attention because we teach deposit insurance to almost all the African countries. As we speak, we have requests from different countries coming to learn what we are doing. We have the NDIC is about 36 years old, so we have gathered history. So this is the second mandate of NDIC I'm talking about, deposit guarantee. So I have a lot of IT tools to use there, but it doesn't end there also. I needed to confirm how many people have up to 5 million, so that I have covered 99% of depositors and a sizable number of deposits. And I needed to get this data from all the banks in Nigeria, aggregate it, remove outliers, look at the data, and then discuss. So no matter what, at the basic minimum, no matter how non-IT savvy I am, I needed Microsoft Excel and some aggregation tools. Again, digital transformation. Before, we used to send out surveys. Now we don't need it. These IT tools have enabled us to do these things. So this is the second mandate of NDIC, deposit guarantee. Gathering the data requires IT tools. Confirming how much you have requires IT tools. And then paying out requires IT tools. How did we pay out? We use the bank verification number, which uses, if you have bank verification number, your biometrics must have been collected, which means that you have a unique identifier. Again, another digital transformation, which took place in Nigeria in the banking industry. So we use that to be able to know that, okay, you have an account, based on a bank verification number. If you have an account in Heritage, which you have in Zenith, you have in Touch, we just transfer your deposit. Because that unique identifier is just you. So these are the technologies we use within deposit guarantee. The others, failure resolution, that one is a bit challenging to us because the resolution tools are evolving. Some are matured, some are evolving. So again, even in the world of this one, again, you need data science, data warehousing, how you scan those old data, put it somewhere, be able to anticipate quite a bit of the old banks, those banks that failed. When they failed, we didn't have this bank verification number. Do you want to welcome him? Do you want to welcome him or? Okay, so all this scanning, digitizing, and putting the record in one place again is using this digital transformation. You want to?
The chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the little interruption, but it is very important, ladies and gentlemen, that we announce the arrival of the Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Professor Ahmadu. Please, before our keynote speaker continues, there is a lost but found eyeglass. So please, if you're the owner, you can kindly come and meet me. Thank you.
So I've told you about our two mandates, and the third one I'm on is failure resolution. What we try to do is to make sure that banks experience issues. We don't allow you to know because you don't need to know. And even if you know, there is no reason for you to worry. After all, I know, as I told you, from the third table, you have less than 5 million. I can pay you your money. I want to challenge you that the next time I come here, some of you might be here, you should be laughing when I say that. Why? Because maybe you have invented something and your bank balance is now beyond that 5 million. So I want you to be out of it. I want you to challenge me based on what you are doing. But we know 99% you don't have that. So as part of what we are trying to do, again, we needed to use IT tools. We are experimenting with blockchain. How can we take all those failed banks records and put it there? How can we experiment with AI to make sure that, okay, we can be able to fish out those that have incomplete KYCs and others. So these are some of the ways you can apply IT tools or digital transformation. The question remains, what can you do as students of finance? I'm fortunate I have been a student of finance in a bit of places, but I'm also fortunate I'm a student of IT, computer science. Maybe you could have guessed from the way I'm talking about it. Artificial intelligence is not a new thing. Databases, data warehousing is not a new thing. Quantum computing is just coming into play. Perhaps you can argue it's somehow new. However, it's not mainstream. In short, this digital currency that came into play is just a smart usage of all technology. That is it. So that's when I said that this is the second instance where you can be allowed to cheat. They cheated in the sense that they coupled together all technologies, and then made something out of it. So the same thing you can do. There is no harm in whether you call it reverse engineering or whatever. An app, a software, a product, you try to pieces it to see how you can improve on it. Whether it is for the purpose of creating an application, whether it is for the purpose of writing a paper, it is allowed. While you are trying to understand to improve. At a minimum, you can show the issues there. That is the first thing. Some people will pay you for it. Then the next stage, when you show the issues, how do you solve it? And there is no field that allows you that experimentation like the digital world. The digital world applied to finance is probably limitless. This lack of limits is a challenge to me as a deposit insurer that is a risk minimizer. Why? Because as the field is evolving, I need to understand what is happening in the field. I need to anticipate because part of my job is to protect you, protect depositors. I will only protect depositors if hackers are not able to hack into the banks and steal their money. I will only protect depositors if there are no existence of digital Ponzi schemes and others, which means I must be able to learn, anticipate, either discuss with the players in the field, this is what you do, and then come back to the outside and tell you don't do this. And that is the next part of my message. There is no free lunch. If when you invest 100,000, the banks will give you 8,000, 10%, 7%, 15%. You can't listen to someone that will come and tell you that, oh, put this money, the 100,000 will become 70,000 this month, and then the 100,000 remains, and there is no risk. And they are students of finance, and some of you, it's quick money, and you follow that one. Then when the money disappears, oh, there is NDIC. Then you come to us, that listen, protect me. Well, you were protected before, you just didn't listen. So that is the next phase. Whether it is digital Ponzi scheme or whatever, once it is too good to be true, or the rate of return is too high, forget about it. There is nothing like there is no risk in the world of finance. There is risk, but that risk may be somehow limited if you are going with government bonds, which means that there is some sort of assurance. I don't want to say much more than that. Or if you go to where it's not based on government, then we can't give you that guarantee. So we as regulators, as bank supervisors who are here with you, we need to understand technology. You as students, you are in the world where you can play around with technology. And my final message to you is that there is no development in technology that doesn't require programming. There is none. And I want you to understand this thing very well. At a minimum, I understand it. I know it. I won't tell you what I've done in that world. But I assure you, your mobile phone is only working because there are IC chips. You need to learn some aspects if you are going to go to that world of microprocessor engineering. That is not your world here. Your world is in the applications in finance, in banking, whether you want to automate some applications, whether you want to bring out an app that will help to guide staff or whatever, it requires writing a code. You cannot escape it. But it doesn't mean you are together. The beautiful part of this code writing just requires a bit of effort. All the tools you need, they are free. Most of the apps you have, most of the tools were built by using C language. There are so many free versions. For what you are going to do in finance, if you touch Python, it's free. What is required from your own end is some sort of hard work, and then listen to your professors. I beg you. This is my own pleading from me to you. Don't listen to the fast side or the flashy car now. Forget about that one. What you should listen to is what are the opportunities, what are the weaknesses, where is the area for improvement, what can I be able to contribute, what are the challenges to the banks, what are the challenges to the customers, how can I use this as an advantage. Every weakness, every issue someone is having, you can turn it to an opportunity. But it will only be an opportunity for you when you work hard. We as regulators who are here for you, we cannot see everything. We try to anticipate. If there is an issue that has escaped us, then you can come and talk to us. And even in the digital world, we have opened doors where we can collaborate with you through sandboxes. You have something to develop. You need to understand what we do better. You come and write, listen to you. We can see if your idea is worthy of incubation. You'll be given a safe room, whether it is SEC or CBN. NDIC will give you the support needed to see how can you promote the idea better. So with these humble remarks, I wish you a successful conference, and thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, once again, can we put hands together for Dr. Kabiru Katata? And I think not only myself, sir, a lot of us have been enlightened on how we can safeguard our funds, the bank, and what needs to be done, to meet up with the global practices. Once again, thank you very much, sir. And now the chairman, sir, with your permission, based on the agenda, next is a documentary on Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. But I think with your permission, sir, we move to the goodwill messages. And given the fact that the Vice Chancellor is here, if you permit, sir, we start the goodwill message with the Vice Chancellor. Thank you. So may I invite the Vice Chancellor, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Professor Ahmad, for the goodwill message.
Thank you very much. The chairman of the chairman governing board of SEC, AMCON, special guest representative of the zone. He was just saying that I've done the goodwill earlier in the office, but I think it is still well enough to say a word or two. I'd like to first congratulate the department for organizing this first international conference, for having invited every important stakeholder in the financial sector. I'd like to thank them for coming. I did commit this morning that we are open to collaboration with SEC, with AMCOM, with NDIC, and every other organization that has anything to do with finance. We are available for research and collaborations and also promoting the ethics that you try to convey. So I'd like to wish every participant success. Actually, I'm extremely excited to see the number of papers slated for presentation. It's quite unusual, but it also shows the interest that is coming through conversations that are going to take place. So once again, thank you, and I wish every participant success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, sir. Next, the chairman, sir, is the chairman, Board of Securities and Exchange Commission, Abuja, the person of Malam Meriga Aliyu Katuka.
Well, I equally want to appeal to the chairman to stand on the existing protocol that has been established. Though I will not be able to start without specifically mentioning my friend, the Vice Chancellor of the University. We've been together for years. And one of the things that I will certainly also say, the executive director of NDIC said he is not a product of ABU. Well, at my undergraduate, I was not, but I did my master's here in 2003. So I think, so whatever it is, I'm a member. To the finance department, I really want to appreciate your foresight for coming up with this topic at this time. For the first time, as I mentioned in the VC's office, I have not had any other institution that had done it. So I really feel happy that it is from ABU, my former school. As a goodwill message, and as a chairman of SEC, you know, I'm not like the ED of NDIC, who is more of a executive and a desk officer who goes into details and discussions, giving you the guide. At our own level, we deal with the strategic issues. And as it is, this topic came at a time when the president of a country just signed into law the Investment and Securities Act 2025. And this act is an act that had brought in specifically the digital transformation issues that relate to the blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and all the like. Prior to this time, these are areas that nobody was regulating. And that was why there were always issues all along floating. Having this time you hear that people are being cheated because of Ponzi schemes here and there. But with the coming into light of this This Act 2025, we call it ISA 2025, all these items are being captured. They are under our net, and rules have already been established and circulated, such that we now have the authority to go after any person who goes or violates the law that relates to this digital asset and digital transformation. So I want to say that as it is, we are going to be open. We are open. We want to collaborate with academia. We are on the practical side, and the academia is more or less on the theoretical side. Let's see how we can collaborate and fashion out things that will be better for this country. It's only when we do that, we work together, that we will be able to come up with areas that will lead to practical developments of this country, and we will equally be able to achieve the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. So I want to appeal and I want to call on the University Academia that our doors are open. SEC is open, and it's our hope that we'll be able to collaborate that will lead us to a better Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. The Chairman, Board of Securities and Exchange Commission, Abuja, please once again, can we put our hands together for him? And the Chairman, sir, next on the list is the Managing Director, Asset Management Company of Nigeria, AMCON, who is here ably represented by the Technical Assistant, Mr. Mohammed Taufik. Can we please put our hands together for him while he also comes for a soon goodwill message?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for having us. PC of our dear university. Mohammed Taufik Yusuf is my name. I am an alumnus, proud alumnus of AB Zaria. So it's a homecoming for me. I still have some nostalgic feeling. Driving through the school this morning reminded me of all of those days in the Department of Economics where we were at the time. My seniors have all spoken. I have a goodwill message of the MD of AMCON, Mr. Gbenga Alade. But before I go deeply into his speech, I have a message for the students. Dr. Kabiru spoke deeply about the need for stability and securing the financial system. Perhaps you don't know where his own mandate or job extinguishes, the job of AMCON begins. We inherited non-performing loans of the banks, as at the time the banking sector or the financial system was almost going into collapse in 2010. We inherited worth 3.8 trillion naira of about 12,700 loans at the time. Now, non-performing loans that we inherited in AMCO till date
we've only been able to resolve about half of that. And we still have quite a lot more. But that's just the story. The story is that the banking sector is still now, saddled with so much of those non-performing loans. The message is that you understand that it is not a crime in the first place to take loan, but it becomes almost criminal when you intend not to pay back those loans, because what you are doing is that you are gradually bringing down the confidence of the depositors' fund or confidence. Our corporation is more interested, particularly in this kind of first ever, and I'm proud to say it is the first ever that we have been invited to, of digital transformation. The corporation is very interested in what comes out of this kind of fora. First, the deep research. Second, innovative collaboration. And third, the knowledge on how to better secure the financial system. The managing director of AMCON has asked me to give his goodwill and extend his warm wishes to the Department of Finance, particularly the HOD of the department, Dr. Ibrahim, whom we also witnessed or attended his call to bar just about a week and a half ago. AMCON is interested in the research work that comes out from this department. And we look forward to further collaborations. We look forward to much more innovative research work that comes out from this department. I thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. And by the providence of God, the department will actually do everything humanly possible to secure that collaboration. And quickly, the chairman, sir. Next on the list is the Executive Chairman, Investment and Securities Tribunal, Mr. Amos Azi, who is here ably represented by the Commissioner at IST, Dr. Abubakar Ahmad. Please can we put our hands together for him?
Good afternoon, all. Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on the established protocols. I'm here to present the Chairman of Tribunal, Investment and Securities Tribunal. He appreciates the invitation to deliver a goodwill message. The Tribunal always looked for an opportunity like this, where you have an assembly of policymakers, the academia, and the industry. I always feel at home when I find myself in a university community, because it is my primary constituency. I'm from Bello University with the Faculty of Law, Department of Private and Commercial Law. I am on secondment with the tribunal as a member or judge of the tribunal. I am a product of Bello University, Kano, but by association, I consider myself as a product of Ahmadu Bello University. Because all my mentors, almost all, in both academic and professional life,
are products of this great university. People like Professor A.H. Yadudu, A.B. Mahmoud S.A.N., the late Ali Umar S.A.N. And I also, we tap a lot from Professor Robert Agom, a professor in this university with the Faculty of Law. I happened to attend his professorial inaugural lecture where he specifically presented on adjudication what basically our tribunal does, which shows his expertise in that area. Before I present the little goodwill message of my chairman, let me just give some context to the message. When we talk about financial system or financial markets or financial services, there are basically two components to it. You have the transaction aspect of it, and of course, when you have transaction, disputes are inevitable. So dispute and resolution of financial services disputes or arising from financial transactions are equally important, just as important as the transactions themselves. So there's need to focus on dispute resolution to have an effective dispute resolution, and that is what the tribunal has been set to achieve. There are levels of disputes resolution in financial industry, particularly the financial, the capital market. You have a complaint framework developed by Securities and Exchange Commission for the industry players at that level. You have the APC and some other methods of dispute resolution at the regulators level, that is the Securities and Exchange Commission. And also you have dispute resolution at adjudicatory level by IST. And it is interesting to know the Supreme Court has pronounced that the Investment Securities Tribunal has the exclusive jurisdiction to entertain disputes arising from capital markets, and also that the decision of the tribunal, because the decisions are appealable to the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court has enjoyed the Court of Appeal to also always give some deference, some due regard to the decision of the tribunal, only interfere with the decision where there is miscarriage of justice. So with this, let me just present the message of the chairman of the tribunal, Mr. Amos Azi. I consider it a privilege to be part of this maiden international conference, not only as an alumnus, so my chairman is an alumnus of this university, of this great institution, but also as a special invited guest. I applaud the Department of Finance, Ahmadu Bello University, Ahmadu Bello University, Ahmadu Bello University for embarking on a no small feat such as this, bringing together notable and ingenious figures in various areas of finance and digital technology, from the academia, policymakers, and the industry for cross-fertilization of ideas in a renowned ivory tower. This to promote the ideals of an economically sound environment and advance our shared desire for sustainable socio-economic growth and development in line with the department's core mandate of advancing knowledge and research in the field of finance. As you are all aware, the theme of this international conference is titled Digital Transformation, Navigating the New Frontier in the Financial Arena for Sustainable Development. A germane discourse which I believe will stimulate the drive for sustainable economic advancement through knowledge deepening and research in financial technology, fintech, and digitization. Nigeria, like her counterpart emerging economies, is racing to catch up with the shift towards the use of algorithms, automated processes, digital asset transactions, and artificial intelligence to achieve economic growth. As these innovations evolve, a new set of challenges arise. The fintech space entails constant interaction among multiple stakeholders, which potentially increase the possibility of conflicts. Hence, the need for a robust dispute resolution mechanism which entails expertise and capacity building, enhanced and adequate legal and regulatory framework that must nurture innovation to keep abreast with emerging issues in the digital space. The Investment and Securities Tribunal, IST, is a fast-track, specialized court with powers to adjudicate on disputes arising from operations relating to capital market transactions. The IST has begun to align itself with the development brought by the new Investment and Securities Act number 2, 2025, including those touching on digital assets. The new act, from which also the tribunal derives its jurisdiction and powers, has expanded the regulatory powers of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the apex regulator of the capital market, to include virtual assets service providers, asset tokenization, digital investments service providers, and other fintech capital market services. In embracing these innovations, the tribunal, which is at the verge of reviewing its procedural rules to better accommodate the new development, plans to engage with regulators and fintech providers in the digital market on effective and efficient dispute resolution pathway, taking into consideration the core mandate of the tribunal, which is capital market dispute resolution in expertly, timely, flexible, and cost-effective manner. The tribunal endeavors to deliver on its mandate through various initiatives that include front-loading of cases, recording and transcribing of proceedings, virtual court sittings, and advanced case management system. The tribunal is at the moment working on e-filing in collaboration with the committee under the auspices of the National Judicial Council. We in the tribunal believe that the hallmark of a sustained economic growth and development in the face of a fast-growing world of digitization and fintech is a financial system with sound investment protection mechanism, creating confidence not only in the product but in the infrastructure. As the world grapples with disruptions in financial system and the regulators struggle to maintain relevance in the wake of subtle call for a decentralized financial system, I believe this conference is timely and will address some of these concerns and provide clear path on how technology can be fully utilized to build a resilient and adaptable process for sustainable economic growth and development in Nigeria. Once again, on behalf of the Investment and Securities Tribunal, I heartily commend and congratulate the organizers of this very important conference. I urge all the participants to make the most of this event. I wish you fruitful celebration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure Dr. Ahmadu Abubakar was overwhelmed being in ABU. One of the days when we used to have ABU Kano, before we later give them independence. Thank you very much once again, sir. And the chairman, sir, with your permission, last but not the least on the list, is the Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Malam Ahmadu Bamali, who is here ably represented by the Bardenk Iranian Zazzau, District Head of Basawa, Architect Abubakar Haruna Bamali. Please, let's put our hands together for the Emir.
بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. The VC chief host of this conference, chairman of the occasion, Magajin Garinupe, was just left. Other dignitaries, they are present and to stand on the already established protocol. The ABR, Highness, I've loved to be here due to some exigencies, very crucial state matters. He has asked me to represent him here. He has asked me to deliver his goodwill message, wish the conference fruitful deliberations, good guidance. Aside from that, I want to use this opportunity to welcome the VC. I'm the district head of Basawa, where ABU is situated. We have written earlier to pay a courtesy call on the VC, welcome him, congratulate him, and to partner with him, especially in the areas of security, which we are already part of it. Most of the departments of ABU are situated all within the Basawa district. Some at Bomo, some at Samaru, they're all over Jama'a and other villages surrounding ABU. So we are part of the security situation here. We have been part of the security deliberations and we hope to continue. Wish the VC very good, successful tenure during his stay. Wish the department very fruitful deliberations and good guidance. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. The Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Malam Ahmadu Bamali, ably represented by the Bardenk Iranian Zazzau, District Head of Basawa, Architect Haruna Abubakar Bamali. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Chairman, sir, Vice Chancellor, members of the High Table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the end of this event. Before I call on the next agenda, I have the permission of the Chairman to acknowledge the presence of the Head of Department of Local Government and Development Studies, Dr. Umar Dahiru. You're welcome, sir. And now, may I invite the Chairman of the Local Organizing Committee, Professor Sani Abdullahi, for the vote of thanks.
Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you agree with me that it's always better to play safe, because even where you want to assume risk, the risk has to be reasonable and justified. On that note, may I also beg for the permission of the chair to stand on the already established protocol. The reason being that by the provisions of the Order of Protocol Act, any infringement or violation is not without consequences. And I don't want to be asked to give account of what order I follow here. So, Chairman, sir, I beg to stand on existing protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you also agree with me that everything that has beginning has an end. And here, by His grace, we have come to the end of this event. And it is in our nature and also in our character that at the end of an event of this nature, we give vote of thanks to those that is due. First of all, we would like to give all praises, gratitude to the Almighty Allah for making this event a reality. Before now, we have anxiously looked towards this important date with a lot of optimism, with a lot of anxiety. But here we are today, that not only has the day come, but it has turned out to be the success that it has been. And we must therefore give all the gratitude to the Almighty Allah that has made that to happen. I would also like to, on behalf of the organizing committee, especially thank the Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, for agreeing to personally grace this occasion. But unfortunately, and as Allah wills, for exigencies of office, is unable to make it. However, you agree with me that he has actually sent a very powerful delegation to represent him at this very important occasion. And therefore, we want to thank him for specially recognizing with his alma mater. As you must have been informed, he's actually an alumnus of this university, and in particular, this department. So we thank him so much, and we do hope that he will continue to relate with the university and across the university whatever form of assistance that he can offer or extend. We also like to appreciate our royal father in person of Ambassador Ahmadu for initially also agreeing to attend this opening ceremony. But again, certain things came up, and he called us personally to say that he will be sending a delegation. That is a mark of honor that we must publicly acknowledge here. So we thank our royal father for the honor, for the recognition, and we shall continue to count on his wise counsel. Let me also take the opportunity to thank the Vice Chancellor of this university for a number of reasons. One, you agree with me that since the man came, the narrative has actually been one success after the other. If it is not ABU coming very prominently in global ranking of universities, it is the story of ABU coming topmost in terms of compliance with admission regulations and other extant policy issues. So we thank him for the leadership, and we do hope that he will continue to provide that kind of guidance to this university throughout his tenure in order to move it to the next level, but not next level in the political context in which it has been used in the past. Let me also take opportunity of the moment to most sincerely thank our keynote speakers, whom you agree with me have actually challenged the conference and conference participants by raising some very critical questions which they actually beg a conference to very well address. So they presented a very thought-provoking issues that this conference must address, and we sincerely thank them for that. We also like to thank and appreciate all our other important guests. The Chairman, Board of Securities and Exchange Commission, the Managing Director, Asset Management Company of Nigeria, the Executive Chairman, Investment and Securities Tribunal, Abuja, and the many other important dignitaries that have actually put on hold their very tight, very important busy schedule and took the risk of flying our Nigerian roads as a very terrible condition as they are, just to make it to this important event. So we cannot thank them enough. But we believe that the Almighty God, who has actually given them the spirit to identify with us, associate with us, and make it to this event, will actually reward them accordingly. Finally, I would like to thank the two chairmen of this one session. I said two chairmen because at first instance, we had our father in person of Professor Sheikh Ahmadu Abdullah, OON, Dr. Jim Garunupe, who chaired the opening session up to a point, and he had to actually leave for some reasons. And the conscripted chairman who actually consented to the conscription and agreed to chair the remaining part of the session. We thank them most sincerely, and we pray that God will continue to give them the strength and the wisdom to continue to do the good things that they have been doing. Finally, I'd like to thank all other invited guests, our distinguished colleagues, deans, directors, heads of departments, our dear students, and many other segments of the university community that may not have been mentioned for the tremendous support they have accorded us towards ensuring that this very important event turn out to be the success that it has been. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you very much, the chairman of the conference local organizing committee, the chairman, sir, the vice chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of the opening ceremony of this conference, but the deliberation continues. The technical session continues. All participants will be divided into syndicates, and each participant will know the syndicate where he or she will present his paper. Once again, I wish us all a fruitful deliberations, and I hope what will come out of the conference would save all the financial problems bedeviling the Nigerian society. Chairman, sir, we started with opening prayers. It is also very important that we close the session with the prayers. Before the prayers, please, immediately we close, there's going to be a group photograph here in front. So may we take 30 seconds to pray according to individual faith, please. Amen. Once again, you all are welcome, and I wish you all a successful and fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much.